Hey guys, we're back in the workshop and today I've got a really cool project for you because last night I have watched Pirates of the Caribbean, the first part, which is also the best part, and they had amazing sabers and all that kind of stuff in the movie, and I thought myself, how would a saber look like that I've built if I would be in this period? So I want to light the forge, start forging and see how it turns out. Saber is now finally forged, and I've also annealed it, so I've softened the steel so it's really nice to work with, because now what I want to do is I want to kind of flatten everything out, especially on this tang area right here, and I have to do also some profiling on the blade and also on the tang. The saber is now roughly profiled, and I've also straightened out just the tang just a tad bit because it was a little bit too curved. I should have checked my design for the handle, which I did while I was annealing the blade. And now what I want to do is I want to rough grind it and also heat treat it. So I've got now the saber hardened and tempered, and the next step is going to jump into my grinding room and finish up the grind. And I'm sorry about the sound, but it is as hot as in the Caribbean in here, so I have to live with the ventilation right here. Alright guys, so the blade is now ground and it got a nice distal taper up to the tip, and I've also added a file guide because now I want to work on that guard area and also the handle area, and especially the tang, because the tang is still a little bit wobbly, so I want to straighten that out and also make everything nice and clean and flat right here. So the tang area is now filed and flat, and now I have to take this piece of brass and cut it off so I can file in that tang area so I can later put that guard onto the knife. The saber, not sure. The guard is now finally fit up, and it took way longer than anticipated. But before I want to do any more work on the guard, I want to work on the handle. I've got here a rough drawing of the handle. I'm not sure if I want to do the fluting, but what I'm sure about is I'm going to use some G10. And if you're interested in how I make a sandwiched handle, you can check out one of the latest videos that I've did. I explain it more in this video. So the handle is now dry, and as you can see, it is a really tight fit, which is good. And what I want to do now is, before I want to do any more work on the guard, I want to shape the handle, because the guard is getting bent, and this bend I want to fit up to the handle in the end, so I don't ride anything on my knuckles, and therefore I want to start shaping this and then the guard. The handle of the saber is now shaped, and I will add some texture later to it and refine the handle as well. But what I want to do now is I want to work on the guard, because as you can see, it's still straight and it should bend around the handle. So I drawn on a design on it, so we'll cut that out, and then I can go to bending, refine everything, and wish me the best, because I've never done something like that before. So stop, and now, yeah, this is not supposed to happen like that. And yeah, that's frustrating, because I spent a lot of time on that guard. So I have to come up with a new plan, and the new plan is I'm going to forge the guard out of some steel which I have here. So I'm going to throw it into the forge, and then afterwards I'm going to put in that tang slot and then going to fit it up. But beforehand I'm going to forge out the rough shape, and then I'm going to finish everything up. Alright guys, so I'm back now with a not forged guard, but I'm back with the brass guard, which I'm actually really happy about. The forging actually went really well, but then I messed up the fit, so this one can go right to the trash. But now, as you can see, I've got the guard, and I have also the handle, and everything fits up really nicely. Also got that swooping curve, and also a swooping curve like that. And you can see I have drawn on some lines, because I want to add some texture, because when you're in the seawater on the ship, you know, boarding other ships, it's wet, blood, all that kind of stuff. I want to add some texture so the grip is a little bit more texturized, and therefore I added those octopus kind of arms, don't know what you call them, and I want to texture them with the Dremel, and that gives us that sea kind of vibe, that pirate vibe. And I've also drawn some lines onto the guard where I also want to Dremel them in to just give it a nice piratey sea kind of vibe in the end. Alright guys, so the saber is now nearly done. All the parts are nearly ready, I would say. I have to etch this blade because I want to make it kind of patinaed look because it's in all the seawater and the salt water. And I also want to darken down this brass because it's also patinaed over the years. And I also want to sandblast the handle to get a really nice grippy texture in the end. So guys, this is it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing me building this amazing saber and just seeing how I turn it into my style of saber. And I think it turned out really well. It kind of got that antique rustic look that everything is used in the salt water and with those kraken symbols all over the place. I really do think it turned out great, and I really enjoyed building the saber, and I've also learned a lot, and I hope you guys have also learned quite a lot seeing this video. And if you're interested in more content like that, just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you want to get notified that I post a new video, just hit that bell button, and we'll see us next week.